Hello and welcome to qualifying for the race number 8 here at Cayga, I think that's how you say it. Cayga, that's how you say the racetrack's name. And we are here, this little track here is in, I forget the state, Pennsylvania. So, Cayga, Pennsylvania here. And we're going to get ready to do yourself some qualifying. And we got some news coming in this race. You know how last race at Darlington, we had ourselves only 25 cars make the field, and we only had the top 20 in owners points and everything. Well, we was nice enough to open up the books and make it up to 25 or 27 cars be able to race. So now all 27 cars will make the field, but if we have to do any replacement signups for anybody, they will just be dropped until we have 25 cars left in the entry list. Then we will replace them with replacement drivers. So that's the biggest news in the headlines. Here's William Duncan on the racetrack now. Duncan in the 97 car. Coming this race 35 points down to the point lead. Here, this is going to be a pretty good race here, I think. This is a really nice looking racetrack. I like it, and should be fun to watch. It'll be making its debut for the MFNSRA SCS schedule. And here comes Chris Summers now in the one car. He's really low in the point standings, but it's nice to see him up on the board here, third. Really good to see him up here near the front on the charts right here in the top 5, now down to 6th though. If anybody knows how to get this little thing I see on, I don't know what they call it here. You see where my mouse is right here? Usually they have a storing board that's usually right here that you can download to get or whatever. Whatever that thing is right there, can anyone tell me how to get that? Because I would like to have it for qualifying, to check out the qualifying speed, so I wouldn't have to go into here and to check and see what it looked like. Chris Summers, he was on the board just then, now he's down to 10th, so shows how much the EI's #1 team really does struggle though. Summers drove in season 1, he came 3rd in the standings in that season 1 season. He really did good, and his return is not so much. Dom Caps on the racetrack now, trying to get a fast lap here. He's pretty low in the standings for what his accomplishments are. The season 6 champion. He drove that 5 car in season 4. He'd done very well in it. He drove it to a 6th place in points, finishing roundup, and really was a nice outing for him in the 5 car. And returning to it, not so much though. Greg Brown in 12th position, and his teammate behind him just a position back in 13th. But Sean Perkins, Vinny Champions, really not having much luck. Ever since Office Depot left the team and has dropped down with Citgo to pick him up for the sponsorship, really hasn't done anything with this new car. As you can see, he's only a 0.05 of a second off his fastest lap. Eric Burt won out at the DeWalt 150, and he won in the Sharpie 500. Back-to-back races. He almost had a chance to win 3 in a row to tie Ricker Johnson's record, but it wasn't enough. Coming in this race, a total of 8 points down. I think, yeah, 8 points down to Nick Mace. So, 16 crew really on a roll here. Here's the point leader of Nick Mace, as we was talking about. In the top 5 right now in qualifying. He was in the top 5 in qualifying out at Darlington, so they really do know how to get it done in qualifying. Richard Johnson, we saw him win out at Atlanta, and he ran up front at Darlington, so it was nice to see him try and get back on a good roll, as he usually has been in the SCS. Johnson in the 20. Ended up winning a championship with the 20 team back in season 5. Ever since then, well, from season 1 through 5, he won 12 races, and then from season 6 to season 9, he's only won 2 races. I know that's 2 races is a pretty good bit, because not many people has drove in the SCS and has won, because look at Sean Galligan. He's drove in every season but season 1 and never won. But Johnson, as you can see, has been on the downfall. Ashley Mace, coming off the win at Darlington's really slow out here in the qualifying session. Good thing that for Ashley Mace, though, is that the SCS officials have decided to jump up from 25 cars to 27. So Ashley Mace will not be going home as it runs right now. So she picked up a little there. Luke Martin in the 18 car. Wow, Joe Gibbs Racing picks it up into second place. Luke Martin's really struggled with the 18 team ever since Corweiser Racing shut down in Season 7. Season 8 and Season 9. Had to try and find a ride. Couldn't really find one. He found one with Joe Gibbs Racing, and he's stuck committed with them guys, and it's really hard to see Luke Martin running near the rear of the field at times, because the 18's never been fast. No matter who's been driving it, never really has been quick. Here's your pole sitter as it runs right now. Brandon Bain in the first position right now. Bain trying to get the pole here at Cayga. I think that's how you say it, but, you know, I'm trying. Hayden Klein in the 9 car won the championship with the 9 car in Season 4. A lot was on the line for him coming back in the 9 car for this season, but he really hasn't done much to say so far. Yeah, he's pretty low in the points, though. He's around 45 points down to Nick Mace. But we've seen Hayden Klein make up some points to try and be a contention for winning a championship, as we see his past ride from last season in the 22 Caterpillar Dodge. Ian Duda, 13th on the board, trying to pick up some speed. John Dillon, he qualified dead last at Darlington, and ended up coming out of that Darlington race with a top 10. I think he finished 7th at Darlington for the Southern 500. Ended up doing very good. So, John Dillon getting a solid finish there. He's up there near the points as well. So, good running for the rookie of John Dillon. Charles Sanford has been on a roll the first 5 races. Suddenly has came to a stop in his momentum and has kind of fell down in the points a little bit. 30 points down to Nick Mace it is. Almost a race back. Yes, a whole race back. And right now, in the top 5 as it runs, Jacob Hart really hasn't said much in the 19 car. Trying to bring them to victory lane. Last time they won, it was back in Indy for Season 7. So, when he debuted in the 19 team, trying to bring back the glory of what he did back then for that team. Daniel Day, one of the guys up there near the point battle as well, inside of the top 10 in the standings, in 7th position in the standings as it runs right now. And 7th position in qualifying as well. As Richard Johnson returns to the racetrack. Duncan battling Brad Johnson and James Sorfox there. Brad Johnson, it's really hard to see Brad Johnson go around the racetrack, because you'd like to see something from Brad Johnson to see if he could actually get up there and try and contend to try and win some races and whatnot for the 01 team. But look at his speeds, not so good. He just returned to the racetrack with fresh tires to see if he could pick it up, but you can see how much faster everyone else is to him and his 01 team, as the 16 just flew by him on the inside there. So it's kind of sad to see someone like Brad Johnson struggle, that wants to do so good in the series but just can't. Right now, last in qualifying like he has been all season. And he just picked up his fastest lap, but it's not enough to beat to pick up any speed. He cracked inside the 22-second brackets now. As the 7 car, Dylan Young returns to the racetrack. He failed to qualify for the Southern 500, but he's locked into this race. Nick Macy was inside the top 5 in qualifying, but now he really hasn't picked up from where he once was, and everyone else has picked up, and he has now dropped to 12th on the board. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Sean Perkins and the 4 car, Rob Houston, there they go, the wrecking! And Andres Allen as well. Well then. Andres Allen fourth right now as it runs, and he is involved. And Brandon Bain, he pulls it on in as well. He doesn't want to be in any incident. Sean Perkins got clipped by Rob Houston and got turned around. Andres Allen was just a standby victim there. He got hit in the wall as well. He's right now inside the top 5 as it runs right now. And the 4 car of Rob Houston is going to go to a backup car, but he's actually last on the board now, so Houston knew he had to pick up some positions there, but last on the board, you do not get, for Rob Houston, you do not get sent to the rear of the field for going to a backup in this series. If you go to a backup, you stay in your position, so that's pretty much how it goes. And qualifying session is a close, and Eric Burton came out of nowhere and cracked inside the 21-second bracket. So Eric Burton, late in the going of qualifying, has came out of nowhere and won the pole. The 16 team, his the first few races, like the first, second, and third race, I really didn't expect much from Burton. But I did expect a lot from his teammate Charles Sanford, and lately Burton has shot out a rocket, and now is looking like a very good guy to contend with week in and week out for wins, and maybe down the road for a championship, as he has the pole. Brandon Bain alongside on the outside, the front row, will be in second. Luke Martin, shocking a lot of guys today, as Luke Martin has really been on the downfall in his career in the last 2 seasons. Martin will qualify third with the 18 team. Very good to see him up front. Andres Allen will be fourth after being involved in that little scandal in turn 1. Charles Sanford fifth. Tryphon Reed in 6th position. That team really does impress me, though, right there for the 83 team. The Bradshaw Racing crew, gotta give them a handful of credit there to see Tryphon Reed competitive like that. Daniel Day 7th. John Dillon 8th, Hayden Klein 9th, and Dom Capps rounds out the top 10. Well, that's pretty much the rest, and that's pretty much all of the qualifying. So, yeah, see where you qualify, and we'll show you for the race for the Exide Batteries 200.